Welcome to the Story Eyed Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Jen. On this show, we talk about all things Williams syndrome. We're excited to share our community with you. Thanks for being here.
Let's go right into recording. I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. Hanging in there.
Yeah. I'm still super tired.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a good tired.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my hair here. Whatever. What little I have of
I
it.
don't know what's been going on with my hair the last few days either, so it's all good.
So we're now like a week out.
We are.
Convention's over a week old.
Yep.
How was it for you as your last convention as a board member?
I had a great time. I really did. And it was so great just getting to spend time with the staff and the board members for the last time, although the board's going to have their in-person board meeting in the fall. But it was really nice to just come over and hang and get out of all the pandemonium and chaos that was ensuing and just have some clear headspace and have a safe space to go where I can just talk and not have to filter what I have to say.
You were volunteering. It's not like you were even in the groups doing all the chaos and all the other stuff.
Yeah, I was working my butt off.
Yeah. I saw Kristen Boxhall, who's our amazing volunteer coordinator. She posted
Shout out, Kristen.
Yep.
Shout out, volunteers. Let's go.
Yeah, and she posted that this was the highest number of volunteers we've ever had for a convention. And in some ways it was still not enough.
Yeah. Yep. I kept pushing it, posting every week, like, hey, we need volunteers. If you've got time, sign up.
Yeah.
Yep.
In all the different areas. And so this one was absolutely the largest convention we've ever had, well over 1,800 people. And the logistics of it were pretty mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Lots of running around and stuff. So I just got the hard drive that has all of the sessions on it. So I get to start editing those, which means that I actually get to see a whole bunch of the presentations and what was talked about. And so that's fun for me personally, but obviously the most important thing is to get these things up, and because there are people who purchased it. It's still available for purchase if people want to purchase the sessions who weren't able to go to the convention. I think you can do that through our store. I think.
Yeah. Came out in the weekly newsletter.
Yep. Yeah, there's definitely a link in the weekly newsletter that has information about that. So if you're watching this and you're not getting our weekly newsletter, make sure you check your membership status. So make sure you if you're not a member of the WSA, join. If you know that you are a member, I guess then reach out to us. You can at info@williams-syndrome.org and let us know you're not receiving the emails so that we can go into our system and check and see if something got checked along the way. Making sure that it is making our emails not go out to you. Yeah, I think one of my favorite. Let's talk about last week's episode real quick.
Yeah, that was amazing, by the way.
Tiny microphone interviews. That was so much fun.
Oh my God. I had a blast doing it because it was like so awkward at times too. And it was
totally
best thing ever.
And I think I really think that's something we can be doing more of. We can, even if it waits till the next convention, but something that we can be spending the whole week doing, whether it's you take a day, Keaton takes a day, I take a day, or we're able to collab in some way and go around and get all these interviews. But that was silly fun. The exhibitor night was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of people running around, and those tiny mic interviews, that was the shout out Jen Keaton. It was her idea. And it turned out to be really good. And we were able to talk to a lot of people, and it's great to hear. It's great to have people come up to us and tell us that they listen and that they enjoy it.
Yeah. I got a lot of that walking around. People like, oh my God, you're Brendan for the podcast. And I was like, yeah,
I
Yeah,
am.
that's
I
me.
am. That is
I
me.
am. That's me.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I love that. I love that for both you and Jen. It's great that
Yeah,
and we this podcast is one of the only podcasts in the disability space that is hosted by a person with that disability.
yeah,
And we prioritize the stories of people with Williams syndrome, and you play a big part in that, and obviously in your friendships that you have.
yeah.
So I'm glad that people are recognizing you. I'm glad that people, that's awesome. It's how it
Yeah.
should be.
It's cool. It's cool.
And you helped your mom out. You were helping your mom out with the book. And
Sold 60 copies of the book. I'm so grateful to everyone, and a huge thank you to everyone who came by our booth and had my mom or I sign the book and just talk to us. It really made her feel special, and also me in a way, because it was our first time as exhibitors as well, and we just wanted it to be successful, and it was. So
yeah.
again, huge thank you to everyone.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I hadn't heard how much you had sold. But yeah, so all the exhibitors, we
Yeah,
had
shout out
exhibitors
all
yeah,
exhibitors.
with Williams syndrome, people selling jewelry, people
Well,
selling
Henry,
Will Henry and his merch.
shout out to him
Uh,
and his mom, Christina, and his dad. Great people.
yeah, and it was great to have it truly made it an international event.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it was, yeah, so I hope all the exhibitors were able to get something out of the convention.
yeah,
And yeah, it was a great time. That night was a super fun night, and to see all of the people in our community doing big things, whether it's parents and caregivers writing books, coming up with tools to try to help with Pizza Calculator, trying to help people formulate or how to give change, how to work with money.
shout out Dylan's dad. I was actually the one. Dylan messaged me before the convention and was like, "Hey, my dad has his calculator." And I was like, "Oh, I know what to do." I was like, so I gave him all the info. I was like, "Hey, this is where you go." And lo and
That's
behold, his dad was there.
that's
So
awesome.
that, yeah, yeah, that was cool. He was like, "Thank you so much." I was like, "Anything for you guys."
Love it. Love it.
Yep,
Yeah, so we had that. So you were volunteering, so you were all over the place
I was.
helping do things. Did you have a favorite thing that you sat in on, or a impactful thing what was the highlight for you for the week?
Ooh, just getting to be in the front lines and just enjoying getting to see everybody and help everyone out where if they didn't know where they were going. Obviously, stuffing all those registration bags was a whole thing in of itself. Shout out to everyone who came and helped.
Which, yeah, you guys crushed it because by the time I had finished all the other work that I needed to do and I went out there to help, you guys were done.
Yeah,
Done. And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
we were like 20 deep, I
Yeah,
have to say. Probably 20 deep, and we were just killing it. And
it was
yeah,
pretty.
it was great. It was fun.
Yeah, again, yeah, that was before the convention even started. So thanks to everyone who came by,
Yeah,
just going, hey, can I help? And it's that spirit. It's that spirit from our community that is really awesome. People just going, I don't know, is there anything I can do to help? And
yeah,
yeah, and it may not be exciting work, but it's necessary work.
yeah,
So thank you to everyone who came and did that.
yeah. Two other
Yeah,
highlights I had.
yeah.
My mom, dad, and I got to walk across the bridge into Canada, and it was my mom's first time doing that. And we got to have high tea on the 10th floor of a really glamorous hotel and had amazing views. So that was really cool. And then we have friends that live in Rochester. So like an hour and a half, and they came and we had lunch together on Saturday. And then we got to go out and spend some time together. And there's this little bookstore that's really close by to the hotel. And
All
in the
right.
back, there's this woman that does like fine line art prints. And so I bought one. My dad got it for me, and it's a print of all the zodiacs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was really cool, and we got a whole bunch of different prints and different cards and everything, and that was probably one of the fun things I did, and just getting to hang out with you and Keaton is always a highlight. Always a
Yep.
highlight.
Yep. There there are a few people that I get to see. Obviously, I'm incredibly grateful for my coworkers. I adore each and every one of them. And this team that we have now is
That,
exciting. Yeah, it's exciting. And we're on the cusp of being able to do really big things, and that's awesome. But there are a few people that, a few people in our community who I'm lucky enough to see because of the convention. You, Keaton, Carolyn Shivers,
yeah,
Melanie Cote.
yeah,
That when I see them, when I talk to them, it fills my cup. It
yep,
just makes me feel like we're on the right path, and it makes me just it reinvigorates me. And so yeah, so there's a couple new people every time that do that. And
yeah,
it's meeting some families that are there for their first convention. Always exciting
yeah,
to see them, just to see the impact of the convention that way. Yeah, the pictures of you guys at High Tea,
yeah,
pretty fancy schmancy. It was pretty nice. I was
yep,
like, way to go, fam. That was nice.
yeah, yep,
Yeah, to me, I was in work mode, obviously, the entire time when I could. And when I could shut it down, it was only for short periods of time. But the night of bingo and showing the short film, and then the lighting of Niagara Falls and our colors,
yeah,
I got strangely emotional.
yeah,
I feel been getting a bridge here in the Twin Cities lit in the WSA colors now for a decade,
yeah,
and or maybe even more at this point. And that's great, and I love it. And I love that way of spreading awareness and having people go, "Oh, I wonder what that's for," and they look it up, and suddenly they find out. But this was Niagara Falls. I mean,
yeah.
goodness gracious, that was something else. So again,
That was
for everything that she did for this convention, but also specifically the Niagara Falls lighting, Nora Beeger. That was I mean, just such a highlight.
yeah.
And yeah,
Nora's awesome.
yeah, and just and that spider that was right in the middle of the camera. Thank you.
Yeah,
Shout out to the spider for kind of just staying still, not a lot of crawling around, just hung out right in the spot of the mist. So it just kind of looks like a dark spot in the mist, but every once in a while you'd see the little leg pop out. And I'm like,
yeah.
okay, all right.
All right.
Thanks, spider. Maybe stop that.
Yeah. Could you please stop that spider?
Yep.
Thank you.
But yeah, and so that was really spectacular.
Yeah.
And the day that we went out to the falls, I didn't get to do Maid of the Mist or anything, but I did,
Yep.
after I realized that I was not going to make it in time for the photo.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, I can at least go and walk across the bridge. So I walked across the bridge,
Yeah.
and went into Canada. I literally walked in, and the customs agent said, "And your purpose for the trip?" And I said, "To say that I've been." And she laughed, and she goes, "Enjoy your trip." And I said, "I will see you in probably about 120 seconds. When I come through the other door over there, I'll wave to you." And so I went out and I walked around a little bit and went, "Yep, okay, Canada. Nice.
Okay.
I've done it. I made it to
Yep.
Canada. Lived almost my entire life in Minnesota. Never went to Canada. But go
Yep.
to Niagara Falls, walk over on a bridge, and it happened.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so then walked back, checked with the customs agent. Customs agent's like, "Okay, and what was your purpose for going to Canada?" And I said, "To say that I was there." And
Yep.
they went, "Okay, anything to declare?" And I said, "Canada's there." And so then I walked back and then headed back to the convention center.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, Niagara Falls, man, I had no idea the place it's Niagara Falls. And we went there last winter. Obviously, in the winter, it's not as
Yep.
exciting, but
No,
it's just, man, that is a lot of fun. That's just,
I forgot how big it was, and
yeah.
we were gonna go to the Maid of the Mist after walking across the bridge, and I was so tired that I was literally dagger walking. And I was like, oh, I didn't drink enough of water. I should have gotten
Yep.
more hydrated than this. I don't think
Oh,
I'm gonna pass out yet, but I might.
yep.
So let's just go back to the hotel, even though
Yeah.
I'm really not happy with myself. But
But you had at least done Maid of the Mist before.
yes, I have. True, I
Oh,
have.
yeah.
but my mom hadn't before.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, then that would have been fun.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
was like kind of bummed, but then I was like, yeah, I don't want to faint.
But in general, that's a good plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the so on Monday I went to Made in the Mist.
Yeah.
After everyone was gone, I Sarah and her wife were nice enough to ask me to come along, and we all went, and yeah, so I got to take it in, and it was spectacular. So I'm
Yeah.
so
It's
happy that
pretty
I got to
cool.
do that.
Oh,
Yeah, and just the whole, there's so many areas in Buffalo that really were either affected by us being there, like really jumped on board, and the people down at Seneca One, the building Seneca One, which
yeah.
is Highmark's building, along with some M&I Bank and things like that. But the we did some programming down there where because they have like this movie theater down there, and so we were
Right.
at the show Chris Baxter's the 17-minute short version to all the different groups. Seeing that movie with a room full of people with Williams syndrome was a trip. It was
Yeah.
that was a full experience, and I think Chris. It was fun to see two of them with Chris Baxter, the director, and then to see it with the teen group, and Emmy was in the teen group.
Yeah.
And just and everyone's like, "Oh my God, starstruck by the person that's in their own group." It was really wonderful. The
Yeah.
but all the people down there, the very first day that we were down there, which was on Wednesday, the first
Yeah.
day of full programming, we got down there and the guy who's in charge of all the event stuff, he's like, "Hey, just found out that they're having this building's going to have a fire drill in just a few minutes." And we're like,
Yeah. I
"Oh,
remember. Yeah.
okay." And so everybody that from that building that stepped up to
Facilitated.
they opened up the restaurant next door, even though it wasn't open. Our people got to hang out in there so they didn't have to hear the alarms.
Yeah.
They brought water in there so that people could sit, and our program leaders just led everyone in a big dance party. And then once we were able to go up, so many of these employees were just standing around helping guide everybody, welcoming them to Buffalo. It absolutely was the best of a bad situation, or
Yeah.
not even a bad situation. It was just we had to pivot. We
Yeah.
had to do something very, okay, we got to change of plans here. And
Yep.
absolutely everyone from our program leads to our other volunteers to the people that just randomly happened to be outside the building on that day because of the fire drill.
Right.
Everybody stepped up and made our people feel welcome, and it
Yeah.
was great, and we had a great time. But they were great. The staff, I don't know how it was at the other hotels. The staff at the Hyatt again fell in love with all the families and stuff to the point where they were
Yeah.
all asking if we had any extra shirts so that they could wear,
Right.
yeah, wear shirt the Stronger Together shirts that we have.
And even I heard some of the staff say, "Oh, we're gonna come to Minnesota."
Yeah.
And yeah,
Ho
I'm
ho.
friends with one of them, Mo from the restaurant. I
Oh yeah.
became friends with him on Facebook. So we stayed in contact now. I talk to him every once a week or twice a week. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so now we turn to starting to plan for Minneapolis, and
Yeah.
we have our Twin Cities walk for
Coming up.
Williams syndrome in September.
Yeah.
And so as part of so I view September as that will be the official, not even official, but that will be like the launch, the convention committee. Who wants to be in on the planning of this? And don't just say you want to, oh yeah, I'll help out. No, who wants to
No.
be in on this? And so, but we have a meeting tomorrow night for the walk, and part of the discussion now with the walk is how do we start taking steps now to prepare for
Yeah.
2028. I mean,
Yeah.
with 1,800 people making it to Buffalo. Now, what's nice is being in Buffalo and in New England, a lot of people were able to drive. Minnesota, where we're going to be, it's a hub for air travel.
Yeah.
So there's lots of flights coming in and out.
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of the country, so there will be people who will also just go, "Oh, we'll just drive." And so, boy, we might even be looking at an even larger convention in 2028. And so
Yeah.
we are going to need all the people and all of our community here to be
step up.
ready to step up and
Yeah.
get ready to come up with some really fun and interesting ways to show off what we have here in Minnesota, because obviously those of us who live here, many of us are very proud to live here.
Yep.
And
Those who know.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it will be yeah, it'll be a great time. And then already thinking about the sessions and stuff that we want to talk about. Really, we're gonna try to capitalize on the momentum of
Yeah.
the convention in Buffalo, and we're gonna start having webinars and pre-recorded things that we'll be able to release and really get because there was some exciting stuff that came out the convention.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was able to attend one session, and that's because I had to help that presenter because they were presenting via Zoom. And so
Yeah.
that's the one that I attended. And it was actually one that it was on dental health. So I was one I was going to attend anyway.
Yeah.
But
I also attended one session too. It was the Saturday morning session where Lizette introduced all the
oh
board
yeah, yeah.
and the staff and
Yeah,
everything.
which I had to miss that one because I was setting up for
Yeah.
the morning sessions over in because we had a couple presenters via Zoom. So that
Yes.
was that. So if you were at the convention and even if you weren't at the convention, we need the feedback. We need to know, what does convention mean to you? We need to
Yeah.
know, what is it that is most important to you as an individual with Williams syndrome, or
Yeah.
you as a parent and caregiver? What is most important, and what do you want to see in a convention? Are these sessions, is going to sessions what you want to be doing, or should we be looking at other ways to get that information out there? So whatever, we just want to hear. We want to hear your ideas. We want to hear your thoughts. We want, obviously, if you have criticisms for us, that's fine. That is your purview. But we hope that people will come to us with actual constructive ideas and help us be part, not just identify something that maybe we didn't think of, but also
Right.
help identify a solution to that.
Right.
And
Complete
so
your surveys, people. Complete those
so
surveys.
yeah, so there's a survey available in the app, in the Cvent app, and
Yep.
we're going to be building. And so the next big survey that will be out after that is for everybody. It's not just for convention goers. It's going to be for everybody in the community, so that if you didn't attend, if there were specific reasons why you didn't attend, this way we can know why, and if we can address those, we can. We want to find a way to keep the costs low on this, but also make this a trip worthwhile for people, because
Yeah.
we know it's a trip. We know it's a big deal to have people give up a full week of their lives to come and gather. So
Yeah.
so whether you're a volunteer, a parent, caregiver, professional, or individual with Williams syndrome, we want to hear your thoughts and hear your ideas. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be coming hopefully in the next couple weeks. Any last thoughts on Buffalo from you, my friend?
I'm not done with you, Buffalo, yet. Just yet, because there were some things that I didn't get to do. So I definitely want to go back. I didn't get to go to the Pierce Arrow Museum.
Ah,
There are a few things that I just didn't have time to do. And hopefully you and I will get to go and have a drink in Buffalo at some point.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go to that cider place so I could try that Scotch bonnet hot
Yep.
cider. Yeah,
So much running around, man.
I know.
It was always, I guess I said this in a Facebook post, but let me put it out here as well. Thank you to my family. Thank you to my wife and my son and my mother-in-law who came out to this one, because they were absolute champions and were so helpful. Yeah, and there were most nights I was coming in after they were all already asleep, and I would leave before they woke up.
Yeah.
And they were helpful, and the times that I did get away and spend with them were some of the best times that I had in Buffalo. So yeah, so thank you to them. Thank you to my actual family, and thank you to all my chosen family for a really just a big week. Man, it was good. It was a good week. It was a frustrating week. It was a happy
Yeah.
week. It was an angry week. It was
Yeah.
all the emotions. It was all the emotions. So,
Yeah.
all right. I was realizing that this is a lot like 2 years ago, where we were just still so flip-flap and exhausted that we're like, okay, we got to put out an episode.
Yeah.
All right. I don't entirely know when regularly scheduled programming will resume. Maybe, hopefully next week. Yeah, obviously, we wish Keaton were here. I should have mentioned that at the top. Keaton is off with the fam, or when this comes out, it will come out on Stella's birthday. So happy birthday, Stella.
Happy birthday, Stella girl.
Yep. Stella and my son were both in the same teen group, and they talked Chili Peppers pretty much every day. And I know that was a big highlight for Bennett.
It's awesome.
So yeah, we'll continue with regularly scheduled programming as soon as we can. As soon as we feel like we have the bandwidth for it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the lighthearted conversation.
Yeah.
At least I hope that you are. And we'll get back to it soon. But it's always good to spend an hour with you every week, my friend.
As always. Yeah.
All right, everybody. You take care of yourselves and enjoy your July. What's left of your July? I don't know. At some point, at some point in this conversation, hopefully sometime in this sentence, I'll just fade on into.
You've been listening to the Starry-Eyed Podcast, presented by the Williams Syndrome Association and sponsored by InnerSense Organic Beauty. The show is hosted by Jennifer Keaton and Brendan Lemieux and produced by me, Joel Listman. All music by Tommy Barbarella and Mariella Elm. Got a question for the show? Email us at podcast@williams-syndrome.org. Video version of the podcast available on the Williams Syndrome Association channel on YouTube and on the Starry-Eyed Podcast page on Facebook. Audio version available wherever you get your podcast delights. So like and subscribe and help spread some Williams Syndrome awareness.